I remember the day I turned 60 like it was yesterday. It felt monumental, a number that carried so much weight and, honestly, so many expectations. For weeks leading up to it, I had this idea in my head of what 60 was supposed to be. I pictured myself slowing down, maybe sitting in a rocking chair with a good book reflecting on a life well lived. It was a peaceful image, but also a quiet one, almost like the credits were about to roll. Society has a way of painting 60 as an ending, the final chapter before the epilogue. It's the age where you're supposed to have it all figured out, but also the age where the world starts to see you as old. And I was bracing myself for that feeling to settle in. The morning of my birthday, I woke up. The first thing I did was look in the mirror. I was searching for some sign, some new line or shadow that screamed, "You are now 60." But all I saw was me, the same me who had woken up the day before at 59. The world didn't suddenly turn grayscale. I didn't feel the urge to trade in my favorite boots for sensible shoes. It was just another day, yet it felt profoundly different. The change wasn't on the outside. It was a deep internal shift, a quiet hum that started in my soul. It was the realization that this wasn't an ending at all. It was the beginning of a different kind, one I hadn't prepared for. That day I threw a big party, not because I wanted to defy age, but because I wanted to celebrate life, all of it. The struggles, the triumphs, the lessons learned, the journey that brought me to that exact moment. I looked around at the faces of my friends and loved ones, and I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. I realized my idea of 60 had been shaped by outdated stories and cultural myths. I had bought into a narrative that wasn't my own. The real 60 wasn't about winding down. It was about waking up. It was about finally having the clarity to see what truly matters, and the courage to let go of what doesn't. The biggest surprise was the feeling of liberation. For so long I had been striving, pushing, climbing. There was always another mountain to conquer, another goal to achieve. But on that 60th birthday, I felt a sense of arrival, not at a destination, but into myself. I understood that my worth wasn't tied to my productivity or my accomplishments. My worth was inherent. It was in my breath, my spirit, my very existence. This realization was the greatest gift my 60th birthday could have ever given me. It set the stage for everything that was to come, a whole new way of living and being in the world. After the initial celebration, the reality of life in my 60s began to unfold day by day. And let me tell you, the first thing you notice is that your body starts communicating with you in a whole new language. It's not a language of decline, as many would have you believe, but one of negotiation. In my 40s and 50s, I could push through fatigue, ignore the little aches, run on pure adrenaline. But at 60, my body demanded to be heard. It started setting boundaries. A late night now requires a full day of recovery. A workout that once left me energized now needs a gentle warm-up and a dedicated cool-down. It's a constant conversation. My daily routines had to change. I couldn't just jump out of bed and into a whirlwind anymore. My mornings became sacred. They now start with meditation, a quiet moment to center myself. I stretch. I move slowly. I listen to what my body needs. Some days it needs a long walk in nature. Other days it needs rest. My priorities have shifted from a relentless pursuit of more to a mindful cultivation of enough. Food took on a new meaning, not just fuel, but medicine, nourishment, a way to care for myself from the inside out. I started paying closer attention to how different foods made me feel. Farmers markets, energy, mood, clarity of thought. This mindful approach wasn't a diet, it was self-love. The physical changes are real. Knees on stairs, reading glasses, different energy. Instead of fighting, I work with them. Gentleness, yoga, swimming. It's a dance. Some days we waltz, other days we stumble. Every day we learn the steps. Turning 60 brought on an emotional shift that was as significant as any physical change. It honestly felt like I had spent the first 60 years of my life accumulating experiences, responsibilities, relationships, a fair amount of emotional luggage. The years after 60 have been about unpacking. It's a time of profound introspection, of looking at everything you've carried and deciding what is still worth holding on to. This process can be challenging. It means confronting old hurts, forgiving past mistakes, both your own and others, and making peace with the parts of your story you just cannot change. It requires a new level of honesty with yourself. One of the most surprising challenges was a newfound sense of vulnerability. Building a career and life gives you armor, strong, resilient, unshakable. But in my 60s, I found that armor starting to soften. There were quiet moments where a wave of melancholy would wash over me, a feeling of time passing, of people and moments gone forever. It wasn't depression, but a tender awareness of life's fragility. Learning to sit with that vulnerability has been one of my most important emotional lessons. It's in that softness that true strength is found. And for every challenge, there's been an equal or greater joy. The greatest emotional gift of this decade has been the quieting of the inner critic. Not good enough, not smart enough, not doing enough has finally started to fade. Perfection is a myth. My worth is not up for debate. This brought a peace I never knew in my younger years. A quiet confidence from deep self-acceptance. I no longer have the time or energy for drama. My connections are deeper, more authentic, more meaningful. I gravitate toward those who nourish my spirit and gently release those who do not. There is a beautiful simplicity in that. Joy now lives in small, everyday moments. A heartfelt conversation, the laughter of a loved one, a quiet cup of tea in the morning sun. If there's one word that defines life after 60, it's freedom. A freedom I never imagined. Freedom from caring so much about what other people think. For decades, our choices were shaped by expectations, from parents, peers, bosses, society. In your 60s, you realize you've earned the right to live on your own terms. You start dressing for yourself, speaking your mind without apology, and choosing what aligns with your soul. Big responsibilities move to the rear view. Your time becomes your own again, like a blank canvas and a full set of paints. More time for travel, not as a tourist, but a true explorer, immersing in cultures, connecting with people, seeing with fresh eyes. Friends take up painting, learn guitar, get certified as yoga instructors, start community gardens. Never too late to learn. Pressure to partner or maintain status fades. Friendships become about genuine connection. There's freedom in mentoring the next generation. Sharing lifetime wisdom is deeply fulfilling, a way of giving back, connecting you to the future. In youth, we strive to become the doctor, the mother, the CEO, the success story. In my 60s, I feel less need to become more than I already am. The joy is in the being, savoring the present without worrying about the next moment. It's a kind of enlightenment, the ultimate gift of this decade. Freedom to be present, authentic, unapologetically yourself. If I could go back and talk to myself the year before I turned 60, relax, take a deep breath and let go of the fear. You are picturing 60 as a finish line, but it's actually the starting gate to the most authentic chapter of your life. Becoming invisible, feeling old, running out of time are just stories. They are not your truth. Your truth is, you are about to step into a power you've been cultivating for 6 decades. Everything you have learned, endured, and celebrated has prepared you for this moment. Don't dread it. Welcome it with open arms. Stop focusing on what you are losing. Start paying attention to what you are gaining. You are gaining clarity. You are gaining wisdom. You are gaining a level of self-acceptance. Practice letting go. The need to please, old grudges, the illusion of perfection. The lighter you are, the higher you will soar. Your spirit is ready to fly. Don't let baggage keep you grounded. Start listening to your body today. Don't wait for it to scream. The subtle signs of fatigue, the quiet call for rest, the gentle nudge toward healthier choices. Treat your body like the sacred vessel it is. Nurture it, honor it, move it with joy, and start nurturing your soul. Make time for what brings you true, deep-down happiness. Gardening, dancing, reading, sitting in silence. This is your time. This is not an ending. It is a powerful, beautiful, vibrant beginning. Embrace your age as a badge of honor. Every line, every lesson, every bit of wisdom you possess. The world needs your light. It needs your voice. It needs your experience. Do not shrink. Do not become quiet. Stand tall in your truth. Live this chapter with passion, with purpose, and with a heart full of gratitude. The best is not behind you. The best is right here, right now. Welcome to the prime of your life.